Welcome to another exciting edition of DS9 Fan Commentary. This week it's the Season 1 episode, The Passenger. And today I have Marcello with me for the first time on the commentaries. How are you, Marcello?
I'm great. It's a pleasure to be joining you this afternoon.
I thank you for being here. So, we're both queuing up our Netflix copies of. I have to do mine again now. I left my phone off too long. Okay, of The Passenger. Now we're going to do a 3 second, and it's like 3, 2, 1, and then on go. We all hit play.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. Uh-oh, I immediately get the annoying Bashir vibe.
Yeah. When I peeked at this episode a little earlier on, I was like, he is such a dick in this scene, like unnecessarily.
He's pompous and full of himself very early on. He has much more confidence than he should have. But then when you find out he's all like genetically,
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
No,
maybe it makes more sense now.
it's like later on when you find out about him being genetically engineered, all of his behavior early on is kind of justified in that way if you look at it that way.
Yeah, kind of, in ways.
Just a little bit.
But he learns just generally how to deal with women better, I think. Or the opposite sex.
Hmm.
Rio Grande. It's a cool name.
Radiation.
You'd think by this time they have those like personal
The
shields.
breathers.
No, just even like a general shield coating their body like they did in the animated series. It was like their
I've
version of
actually
a spacesuit.
Yeah, I've actually never seen the original animated series, so I wouldn't know. But I'm very doubtful I'll go back to that. So
There,
that's a good tip.
there are some very cool concepts that they could explore in that show that they couldn't quite achieve in live action due to
Mm.
budget. So in that way, it's interesting. It's pretty slow. The animation is okay.
Yeah. No, I tried to like watch it one time, but I just couldn't vibe with it. So when people ask me what's my version of Star Trek animated, I just go lower decks. I don't even bother with the original animation. The fire looks so fake, but
What do you mean fake? Like digital?
no, it just looks like
It's stage
it's
fire.
yeah, stage fire. Thank you, stage fire.
I always notice that in anything where there's been an explosion or something, they always have these like strategically placed flames in the background to let you know that an explosion happened there. When usually the case is that it's just mostly smoke at that point.
Hmm.
Wow, that's not very nice. It's like I need to choke someone before I die. He's dead, Jim.
Oh, he didn't say it.
So
That's not.
I ask every new person on here, where does the DS9 theme rank for you?
Uh, it's probably right up there with the Next Generation theme. I think it's beautiful, um, and I think that every time that I watch DS9, every time the titles come up, I just get a overwhelming feeling of joy when I'm not on a commentary with somebody.
I would rank it as my best. It's hard to like rank the other ones because I don't know. This was the one I loved as a kid. Like when I first heard it, I was like, man, this is a great, promising theme. It's very regal and military at the same time. But I was disappointed how the show was not what I imagined it would be. I imagined more action, more going out on ships and kind of space battle adventures, which happens from time to time, but it didn't really get interesting for me until like Worf came in and then there was the war, and that's when I was like, yeah, I fucking love this show. But in retrospect, it's all good. Even the first season I totally appreciate because it's the characters before they become the legends by the end, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am so grateful that I experienced this show when I'm as an adult, and I didn't experience it when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I was into Buffy and other things, and I only got to Deep Space Nine maybe 8 or 9 years ago for the first time. So I'm so
Wow, only
grateful.
8 or 9 years ago. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, only 8 or 9. So I'm so grateful that I came to it when I did.
I am the passenger. Guest star Caitlin Brown, James Lashley, Christopher Collins,
Who are these people?
James Harper. That sounds familiar. Taika Jata, Kobalad Security. Now I haven't seen this one. I don't think I remember this one. I remember my rewatch 3 years ago, I believe it was, and episodes like this, I don't know. I completely forget.
Yeah, I remember this slightly because while we were all imprisoned, I decided to rewatch DS9, and I remember things about this episode, but I don't remember everything.
It's like a TNG episode called The Drumhead, and I considered it the worst when I was a child because I was like, oh, this one, skip. And I think I skipped it so many times that I didn't give it a chance. And then when I watched it as an adult, it's like one of the best.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, one of my favorite Deep Space Nine episodes. It happens very early on. Is when the Cardassian comes onto the station and basically shouts to everyone, "I'm the Hitler of the Cardassian people," and Kira goes nuts. I don't remember what
You're
episode. I
talking
think
about
it's
Gold
called.
Ducat.
Yeah, not though. It's an episode called Duel. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
So she's
No.
tracked him for 20 years, and she just stabbed him
Yeah.
on on the.
Yeah.
She's
I
like,
think. Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
think she's a
stab a
little
corpse.
paranoid. She's a little paranoid. I think.
She's scaring me.
She needs a skincare regimen.
Wow, what? Everything's just like. Anytime there's an attractive woman on DS9, they're just like, hey, Jadzia.
Yeah.
Insert sexual remark.
Or a sexual innuendo here, right?
Yeah. An allergic reaction. Good point, Odo.
That's not creepy at all.
He's thirsty. He's a thirsty Ferengi. Wait, is one Ferengi a Ferengi, or are they just like Ferengi anyway, like plural and singular?
I have never heard them being pluralized, so I would just say Ferengi. I wouldn't say Ferengi.
It's like fungus, fungi.
Fungus, fungi, whatever.
I'm just making jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, ooh,
Who the hell is this guy again?
oh, he's the auditor kind of dude looking around.
Oh. Oh, he's the auditor for Starfleet that's sort of looking over the station's operations.
I really don't know. I wasn't paying much attention to this episode so far, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
kind of drab. I'm like, I'm trying. But there's a reason why there are episodes of pretty much any show that I know I've watched. Like I know because I remember this guest star in it and this moment here and there. But I'm like, how does this episode play out? I don't know.
Mm.
But obviously the best ones like are so fresh in your memory, like years later. Ah. This is a great meeting because it gets out a lot of exposition, like need to know stuff for the audience, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like a very natural conversation.
Yeah. I think that's credit to the actors because not a lot of people can do exposition really well.
It can often sound like, now we need to do this, and we need to do this. Oh, and we also need to do this, says like three people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, you're all just saying what needs to happen. Oh, she's not liking him.
She's like, no, you didn't.
So he's a security guy, I guess.
Mm.
I apologize for not knowing half of what's going on here.
No, man, you don't have to apologize to me. I
No, I
like
mean like to the audience.
the audience.
My
Okay.
my 7.5 million followers. Actually, I don't. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like I've heard enough of
7.5.
you now.
Yeah, 7.5 million sounds a little little high.
Um, yeah, I was. It's only 6. Let's see if you and Odo can work together.
I doubt it.
I genuinely can't remember if they do.
I I think so, but don't hold me to it. We'll have to find out.
It's kind of cool though because when you watch a forgettable episode of something, it's like, hey, I'm watching it for the first time, like 3 years later.
Yeah. No, and it's better if your memory is not too good either, because if your memory is not too good, it'll be like fresh in your head.
Oh my god, in my experience experiencing memory loss, it all depends on how it really is. Like you retain more memory of something. I think if it's compelling and interesting, like I can think of episodes of certain shows that I love, like that just I can't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Now get off my back.
That would have been really funny if you would have if said that.
Uh-oh. It's the Purge
Uh-oh.
DS9 style.
Everyone's gonna die.
Oh. I wonder if she's right, though. I don't know whether to believe her or not.
Uh, we'll find out, right?
Oh, Otto's setting him straight. It's the replicators.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know.
How does the subspace shunt work?
Science fiction. That's how it works.
Yeah, right. Oh wow. Okay. I know where we're
Oh
going
my
now. I
god,
think it.
she is Vantiga, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Like,
I just figured it out.
Vantiga possessed her
Yeah,
in
I think I know
death.
where we're going.
And the passenger also means like he's a passenger in her body.
In her body. Yeah, in her
Oh my
body
god, mind blown. If that
or her
turns out not to be
mind.
true, I'm gonna feel stupid.
No, I think that's it. I think that's it.
At one point, her eyes are gonna glow red, and she'd be like, "I am Vantigo."
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I think she's gonna throw
You,
somebody off a high ledge or something.
you mean her head won't twist around and she won't vomit pea soup?
No, she will not. I think that's a little bit too much for Star Trek. This is not, Star Trek, the Exorcist.
It's funny. It's a '90s thing. I know. Like how long to get the results on the DNA thing. It's like I'm sorry, but at this point, it should be like pretty quick,
Hmm.
considering how fast we can do it now. Like examine DNA and
Today, yeah.
all kinds of other things. I mean, we can grow actual meat from animal meat that wasn't actually part of something that was alive. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Ooh, he doesn't like the word constable.
No, I think he's a little bothered by that word, a little irritated, as usual.
You know what he's saying? He's saying I'm the sheriff and I don't want a fucking deputy.
Yeah, that's basically it. But he's saying it in a nice way.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah.
uh, the the preceding has contained coarse language. Good. That's right.
Good.
It's a nice moment between those two. I like that.
Yeah. It also shows that Cisco, you know, choose to support Odo in that specific situation. He could have gone the other way.
In fact, Cisco is one of the most personable commanders slash captains in all of Star Trek. He's the
Yeah,
one it seems like you could approach very honestly, and he would understand. You know what I mean? Like Picard would seem a little intimidating to me. Even Kirk, me, Janeway, Archer. You
yeah,
know, I can't think of them being as approachable as an authority figure or a mentor as Cisco.
yeah.
Because he's
I
down to
mean,
earth, especially when he gets down to earth and hangs out with his dad and stuff, and like scrubbing
yeah,
scrubbing pans, and it's like this is real. This is like they're incorporating like realness into 24th century life.
yeah. I would say that Michael would be approachable to a point, but I'm not too sure about that.
Well, see in season 4 how she is as a captain,
Hmm.
and
I think this
I
is my
would be
premonition coming
the thing
true.
the thing about Michael Burnham. I hope they don't make her fail in season 4 and like give her too many like challenges that she can't overcome because it would be so against the character they've set up. They've
Hmm.
set up the fact that she. I don't mean to get on a rant about that, but
Hmm.
essentially, just she's one of the kind of officers in Star Trek I would feel safe around because she can do the job. Like she can figure out an answer. Like she's the MacGyver of Star Trek.
I've never heard her quite uh, explained in that way. That's interesting.
Didn't expect to go on a Michael Burnham kind of spiel.
That's my fault. I brought her up.
That's okay.
Yeah, I think your audience will forgive me for that.
It's no surprise that Quark is being like accosted in a dark hallway by somebody saying, "You fucking mother, slimy devil, you."
It's just like this is no surprise at all. Damn it! I thought that the that guy was gonna throw him off. Ugh.
I bet you people go to sick bay all the time for superficial wounds that will very easily naturally heal in a day or so, but people are just like, "Oh, doctor, I have a little paper cut. Please fix it."
Yeah, but
You know, I
in
mean,
all
you could anyway. It'd be
fairness,
so easy, but yeah.
yeah, in all fairness, if medical technology was to a point where we see in Star Trek, I wouldn't be terrified to go to the doctor. I would love to go to the doctor if we had medicine like they do in Star Trek, because it's very not invasive.
Yeah, like that lower decks joke
Yeah,
about Tendi trying to scan everybody. She's like, I don't understand it. It's non-invasive. Like it's not even a thing.
yeah,
It's like it's essentially they
mhm.
wave a wand over you and like you're good,
Yeah,
you're not good.
yeah. The doc will wave a light over it and make you feel better.
Yeah. Synaptic pattern displacement.
What is that?
Dun dun dun.
There you go, Julian. I think you got it. What are you going to do, good sir? How are you going to control somebody who has two minds in her head?
Who's he talking to?
Very atmospheric.
Hmm.
Of course, you knew more than you were leaning towards, Quark.
What?
Whoops.
Was she pushed?
Yeah, I
What happened?
guess by by the guy that's in her brain. I guess.
I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused by this episode.
Mm,
And I remember like not I don't know. So she's
not.
possessed?
Yeah.
Yeah, you liar.
You're lying through your teeth, man.
Not so fast, Quark.
Very well played, Odo.
You know, if you really wanted to have a secret conversation, Quark, you could have done it in closed quarters. But whatever.
Isn't that a novel idea?
Hmm.
Uh,
No, really? I'm sure you've always wondered about that question, sir. Just such a specific piece of space jargon. It's like,
yeah.
yes, I've thought about that for decades.
Techno babble.
Technobabble, yeah, it's like, a microscopic generator. Oh my god, really?
Huh.
Yes, do that a glial scan for God's sake. Figure this out. Oh, I just realized something. There is an insane amount of sci-fi jargon in this episode, and it's very specific, especially in
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes or so.
Mm.
It's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
it's bold. It adds some
it.
kind of
Yeah, it adds
world
texture,
builds,
texture, world
texture,
builds, or
and yeah, that's a good
yeah,
word.
texture.
I just like it when it comes out of O'Brien's mouth.
Yeah.
He
There's
makes
nobody
everything
that.
sound cool.
Yeah, there's nobody that can deliver technobabble like Miles O'Brien.
And LeVar Burton was also very good.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh wow. He transferred it into like Bashir now. I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
He's like, your mother does umox in hell. Ah. It would have been cool if it was like, Dr. Bashir is in the infirmary and he's not quite himself. Oh, it's the com badge.
The combat.
I'm like, yeah, she's in the infirmary. I didn't catch on. He's giving you credit, Odo.
Just take it.
Diagnostics are a very useful. I'm sorry. They're a very useful tool in Star Trek. It's like, I'd be running diagnostics on everything. Be
Yeah.
coming home after a long day, be like, medical
Diagnostic on
diagnostic on
this.
myself.
Diagnostic on that. Diagnostic on everything.
I want to know that everything around me is working in fine order.
But I think I'll be really paranoid if technology in Star Trek existed today to some extent. I'll be paranoid. I'll be running diagnostics on myself all the time.
It's like when you started getting the phones that could measure your heart rate and
Yeah.
like oxygen, blood level, and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like,
Oh yeah.
how
Or an Apple
accurate
Watch.
is this?
Yeah.
It's funny how phones are as close to tricorders,
Mm-hmm.
currently, and then to some point, I guess,
Yeah.
they will be very much like them.
Yep.
Space action. Uh-oh.
Go. Okay.
Well, that wasn't nice.
Oh, he's dead now too.
I wonder if
Wah,
they're actually
wah.
killing them.
I would suggest they are because what reason would they have to not kill him?
Yeah.
And this is where Julian loses his mind.
Oh man, this is some weird acting
Yeah.
from Alexander Siddig.
It seems to be a little bit pointed and a little bit stiff.
Stiff and bad and just like all together. Do it.
Yeah,
I'm
see?
I'm trying to do an impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's very deliberate.
Fire the faces now. Come on. No, he's not really. He doesn't really sound like that, but
No.
it's just very stagnant. Open a channel.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to read a cue card that he can't quite see.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
This is
Why?
funny.
Come on. You're like,
Uh,
why are you doing this?
This brings back memories now seeing this part because I remember it being hilarious. And it's not. I don't
It's
know
not meant
about
to be.
poor Alexander in the early seasons. Same thing with Terry Farrell. It's like they didn't quite know what to do with them, and it only
Mm-hmm.
the characters only improve over time for sure. But it's fun
Yeah.
to look back on the awkward moments
Earlier
in their
seasons.
journeys.
Yeah.
This has a very TOS kind of vibe too, in terms of the possession thing, which they do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times in TOS. They do it in TNG as well.
Mm. And you see how they're lighting his face too? It's like,
Yeah, it's like, is there a fence in front of his face? What's going on?
yeah.
Wow, that's
That's a
that's
big
a very
leap.
kind of clever but very roundabout. It's convoluted, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's like
Mm-hmm.
at least
It's
at least they explain it fully.
yeah. It's feasible
it's
in this situation.
it's like we'll somehow blast the dude's neural patterns into where Julian is on the bridge, and
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm guessing it works.
I would say that's a pretty safe assumption.
I mean, Julian could die here for I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He might not be in the show from now on. Ooh. Oh, you don't sass that guy.
Oh.
That's
You
how you
said
know
what?
that. That's how you know it's not Bashir. It's what's the name of that demon from The Exorcist? Pazuzu.
Uh, uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Uh,
There's a Bashir episode. I think it's in season 1 where he's in very old age makeup and he has to act like he's aging very rapidly.
oh yeah, that's one of my favorites for Dr. Bashir. I really like that
Oh
episode.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
I've always had a problem with old age makeup, and it's never. They're only
It's never
starting to
quite right.
perfect. They're only starting to perfect that now. It just
Mhm.
always looks weird, like putty on their face
Right.
in the '90s. So some of Stan Winston's stuff I think got like
A
nominated and
little bit
whatnot,
more.
but on a television budget, it's not easy to do
Hmm.
like truly effective old age makeup. All right, you're finally getting to the conclusion of the episode.
Yeah, we are.
I hope Julian's okay, man. You know,
I hope so too. I kind of like him.
he's kind of weird now, but I know he gets better.
Yeah. DS9 in the early days was okay, but for me, like a lot of people, it got better as the show got along. And the fact that I'm such a big Terry Farrell fan kind of helps too.
When the way I look at it, when DS9 was very episodic and didn't really have much serialization, it wasn't as effective. Still good to watch, and there were still some gems. But then when it started reintroducing characters like Kai Wynn and Golda Cotton, bringing them back and having these threads that spanned seasons and stuff, that's when the world building really starts to come together, and the writers go from there. I mean, they really didn't have much of a plan in terms of seasons down the road. They wrote it kind of like as logically and as dynamically as they could, and I think that's a better way of maybe telling serialized stories in Trek, as
Hmm.
opposed to being like, we have a mystery box that the audience needs to, has to guess at until the end of the
Right,
season. It's
right.
like, no, you can do episodic and then you can do serialized.
It doesn't have to be one or the other. It's it's the other and or more, whatever.
Yeah, it's as DS9 goes, they have the overarching serialized stuff all over the place, many different things going on, but at the same time, they can still have the individual episodic episodes.
Hmm.
I know it's redundant, but to have it,
Yeah,
just to have those that you can watch and not have to worry about like the grander story.
right. Also, if they did more episodic in today's Star Trek, it would give us an opportunity to learn more stuff about characters that we don't know nearly enough about.
Yeah, yeah. And there you go. Rick
That's a
Berman,
wrap.
Michael Piller. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't like that episode. I'm just. I don't mean to. It's one of the ones in like the bottom five, I think, of this season.
No, it was fine. When it comes to Deep Space Nine early years, I tend to not complain that much because I do know what's coming later on. So I tend to enjoy it just for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I want to end these videos at the 47-minute mark.
What
'Cause
mark are
I've
we
been
now?
trying to do that. But,
Okay.
but we're coming up on 46 and a half minutes. Real quick, what do you want to promote?
Yeah, just my two podcasts, Radio 815, which is a podcast about the J.J. Abrams universe, and my other podcast, the Red Wall podcast, that is a personal podcast to me. If you guys want to hear me uh, talk about my life and J.J. Abrams, those are two places to go.
All right. And check out these commentaries every week, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I changed it from 10 to 9 because 9 makes more sense because it's Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, Marcello, for joining me. And hopefully we can keep doing this and add a few more people. Like I said before in the last one with Robbie, I want to get a few people on for move. Was it Move
Move
Along
along
Home?
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
be there.
Awesome. Until next time, folks. Live long.